Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of MimasAI, Artificial Intelligence, where we explore how artificial intelligence and modern thinking can and is transforming the way businesses serve, grow, and scale. Today's episode focuses on the next steps of client-centric consulting and how companies can align talent acquisition, HR, marketing, all of the above with their clients' needs. So joining me today is Neil Katz, and I thank you for joining. He's the founder of Exceptional HR Solutions, a firm that brings a modern human-centered approach to HR and fractional HR to organizations. So with that, welcome to the show. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your mission at Exceptional HR? Neil, go ahead.
Sure. Well, Tim, thank you for having me on your podcast. I greatly appreciate it. And sure, I'd love to talk a little bit about what we do at Exceptional HR Solutions. We're a fractional HR services firm. So we help small to medium-sized growing companies throughout the United States in all industries. And our goal really in the fractional space is to bring in 20, 30, 40 years of exceptional HR experience on a fraction of the cost and a fraction of the time. As I like to say, we can do the work anywhere from 30 to 50% less time than you have a full-time staff to do. We've been doing this for a long time. Combined, we have 450 years of experience on a 20-person team. So you can't hire 450 years anymore. So why not bring in the talent we have and the resources and the knowledge and skills, and we'll support these companies. And as I love to say, my becoming my new tagline is, we help eliminate the drama and trauma of people issues.
I want to write that one. Eliminate the drama and trauma.
Yes.
I like that. So, Daniel, hit me on the head with the fractional. I'm just excited to speak with you. So, what inspired you to create Exceptional Solutions, and how is it different from other HR firms? In addition to anything else you'd add to the fractionality?
Sure. So I think for me, Tim, I've worked in corporate America for quite some time. I've been in HR for over 25 years. I've worked in global, domestic, small, medium, large size companies. And I think, look, corporate America, it's great to have HR, but I wasn't able to achieve the success and impact I was really hoping for. The ability to make a true difference in a company, and really working for a company that truly valued and understood the impact HR can bring, not just from the people side, but from the business side. How we can impact the financials, the business strategy, achieving operational results. I just wasn't able to do it. So a lot of things came together in my career. I've been doing this on the side for a lot of companies, helping out friends, families, networks. And about 4 years ago, I just had the opportunity, with the loving support of my wife, to really just take the leap of faith, jump off the cliff, hope I was landing in something that was going to be okay. Yeah. And I started this business, and I have to tell you, it's been a wild, crazy, exciting journey for 4 years. Full time I've been doing this. I have a team of 20. And what we really are different on is, one, we align to the business. So we don't just come in and say, HR, compliance, people, don't do this, don't do that. No, you can't say this, you can't do that. We dig in and we say, what do you need? What are you wanting? What are you trying to achieve? And we align the people strategies to the business objectives, one. And then second, as I said earlier, founders, owners, and leaders are spending an enormous amount of time on the people components of their business. Look, I've only met 2 people I know that went into business to work in HR. I and another colleague I used to work with. That's it. The rest of you guys did do this for the people.
Their own thing.
It's great. So what I always say is, get back to your passion, your love, deal with your customers, support your clients, support your business strategies, go out there and do some outreach and grow and develop your business. Let us take care of the people, the systems, the structures, everything related to people. We can support you.
Wonderful. Work in the business instead of on the business. I love that. Strangely, the tagline for my business is make an impact. And the name Mimas comes from a moon of Saturn that has a very large impact crater on it. And so eons ago, this moon was hit by a crater, but it didn't explode. It nearly split the moon in half. And so I say, make an impact without destroying the planet. Do this fractionally. Do this with these sharp teams. I couldn't agree more, Neil. I really couldn't agree more. What's maybe one success story that you'd add to that, where you helped a company transform its talent strategy, this HR talent strategy, in a way that directly impacted their growth? Maybe a little something more specific for the type of person and the type of things that you did specifically.
Yeah, so we had a company that we went into, and this company hired us. They were about 120 person company, and they were looking to grow and expand, but they didn't have the infrastructure, the processes, the systems, the programs. So what we did first is we went in and assessed their HR technology systems. We transferred them from one platform to another that was more aligned with growth, not just where they were, but regional and U.S. growth, so that they had the systems to support it. We built out and built up that system, integrated it, got it ready to go, and then we supported them as they brought on new locations. They've since brought on 6 new locations. They've continued to accelerate their revenue growth, and we've been there to support their people strategies, bringing on some new directors of operations and support in that roles, supporting their current leadership in training and development, ensuring state, federal, local compliance related to those specific areas to ensure that as they grew into different areas, we were there to support them. We've helped with recruiting, onboarding, offboarding, employee relations, investigations, training development, compliance, succession planning. We've been a true partner to them through their entire journey, and that's really what it's all about, is supporting them and their clients and their needs to be great so they can get back to what they're good at, and that's running the business and running the operations.
Wonderful. So in that realm, then, how do you think that, can AI, artificial intelligence, help organizations identify what they should be hiring, not just, fill the seat or fill the role, right? But how can they grow long term and maybe leverage some AI to do that?
So Tim, you bring up one of my most favorite conversations I've had probably in the last 6 months, which is
I'm glad to have stumbled on it. I'm so glad.
Tim, what AI is going to do, not just in HR, but every realm, if you truly embrace and understand it and figure out how to make it work for your business, it's going to eliminate probably anywhere, my estimate is 10 to 30% of the tactical work we're doing, that we're spending time manually doing, entering, keying, updating, and things you've not even thought of yet. The example I love to give people from an HR perspective, even for myself personally, is one of the things I did was, we send out emails all the time to folks, right? Outreach, communications, all that. I built an agent within Google that actually searches my sent emails and emails me weekly everybody I've sent an email to that didn't respond. It then drafts an email response based on that email so I can review it and puts it in my drafts folder. So Monday morning, for about 10 minutes, I respond every week to anybody I've communicated with or haven't communicated and had received follow-up. But here's the great thing, Tim. It's automated. There's no human interaction other than me reviewing them, which is what I've set up. And probably the next 6 months, I probably won't even have to review those as well as I train it to get better and better. Things like that, where I could spend anywhere from 1 to 3 to 5 hours doing this. Now it's minutes. And that's one of 100 examples of how AI can streamline everything. And you had asked about recruiting. Imagine taking 50 to 100 resumes against a job description and a culture assessment, merging it all together in chat and saying, pick the 5 best people based on the job description, my cultural needs, some of the nuanced needs that aren't listed on here, and select me the 5 best based on the resume and any additional public information you can find related to them. It's crazy.
No, I agree. And there's still that human component. I still follow that 80-20 rule. You want to look at it to make it a little bit more human, and you don't want to take that totally out. But I completely agree with that. And then I'll respond to that also by adding for you and the teams here that it was only a few months ago folks were saying, hey, AI is coming. Well, I've already changed my stance. Hey, artificial intelligence is here, and you don't want to be in that gap left behind. So how can you go on then, and how can companies like yours use AI to build a talent brand that attracts the right candidate? In addition to some of the tools you meant, we talked something about predictive indexing, and building teams. Can you elaborate a little bit on that? Some other things you're looking for in a team member that would fit your team perfectly?
Yeah, I think for us, Tim, one of the things that we recognized, and whether it be with AI or with other tools like predictive or Myers-Briggs or some of these other great tools, is building teams aren't just matching job descriptions, finding the right person. Look, as I say, I can screen through candidates and match to job descriptions all day. That's tactical. Now I got to find culture fit and team fit. And really what we're looking for is, how do they all come together as building this cohesive, somewhat functional, somewhat dysfunctional group of people at some point to come together and share each one of their strengths and their skills and learn from each other to build this cohesive team that achieves, at times, crazy wild objectives. And as I say, the analogy I've heard recently is, if we all remember back in the day when Kennedy said that we're going to the moon
Right.
And back in I think late 60s, early 70s, people thought he was crazy,
Oh, sure.
but we did it. I think today we're at the cusp of a new version of that with AI to say, what can we do? I suspect we'll see in the very very near future, $1 billion company with a single person because of AI utilization. And I think the technology's there for it. And I agree with you that there's still going to be human components. The humans will not be eliminated from the job. The humans that are not using AI will have the greatest challenge ahead of them.
Yeah. So I've been reading some of the similar articles. That intrigues me. I wonder what name they'll come up with for a unicorn, $1 billion company with one person. I mean, this isn't only possible. I think there's folks well on their way towards that.
For sure.
They are. So if HR is becoming more and more client-centric and you can pinpoint this more, how can AI help personalize the employee experience or your client's experience to mirror? How can one of your employees mirror the customer in that way, maybe using AI?
I think the key is truly understanding everything the customer's saying and listen to them. One of the things I've done is we all have these recordings when we do these Zoom calls or Google Meets or whatever records it. It's not just recording the transaction and the content, but listening for tone and emphasis and key focus. When you really pay attention to what people are saying and listen to what's not being said and some of those, as we train the AIs to get better and better at those components, the ability to extract that information, truly understand, the biggest thing the client's saying is X or Y or Z. When you can hear those gaps, or you hear the emphasis, or they repeated this one word 12 times, what does that tell you? It tells you that we have an opportunity that we really need to dig into that and support that client. And those are the things that we have to look at, is how do we support them and use AI to help us? Because the reality, if I ask a human to take a call for an hour and pick the 12 words that somebody said, most of us could not do it. But AI can with no work.
I agree. Expanding on that now, and talking a little bit more about that kind of perfect client and that perfect employee that you have or partner. What bold predictions might you have about what the future might be in hiring, especially when you're talking about AI in the driver's seat, especially as it relates to you with fractional HR services? What predictions might you come up with?
Tim, this is a bold prediction. I've had this come more recently than ever. I suspect we'll see over half the companies in America today not have a full HR team. I think where you're going to see more and more companies going to fractional, not just HR, operations, marketing, supply chain, logistics, purchasing, training and development. I think we're going to be moving into this space with the augmentation of AI and the utilization of AI, along with some fractional partners in these areas. There's not a need for full-time employees. And you know what? I get it. And people are concerned about, what does it mean to me? How does it impact me? The best thing I can tell people is, if you haven't done this yesterday, start today, log in and use AI. Because
Right.
AI is going to streamline the way work is being done. But it's also going to allow us the ability to work for 2 or 3 or 4 employers simultaneously as a fractional component to support these employers. And candidly, we're probably going to be able to work anywhere we want, generally speaking, because the reality is most of it's going to be done virtually or online or in a cloud or Zoom, Teams, any of those platforms. And we have to look for what's coming. We're not going to stop it, but we can embrace it and find the parts that fit us and align to what we're looking for.
It's here. I always say that I have a penchant for seeing the big picture, a gift for seeing the big picture. And as I mentioned in the middle of our conversation, I think that AI is not coming. It's here. You've got to embrace it or acknowledge it in one way or another. And I will reconfirm for you that I agree. With Starlink now, where you can get internet just about anywhere on the planet, even a cell phone, much is being driven just even this way. We're not on a laptop right now, I suspect, but I mean, you can do a ton. It's just really quite amazing. I remember in my lifetime, a microwave oven was something new. I mean, look what's happened. You mentioned Kennedy going to the moon, whatever. A PC was developed in my lifetime, and it's just changing so quickly. The world is changing, and it's changing fast, and you've got to hold on. So that was an expansive and a wonderful deep dive Can you think of anything I've forgotten? Is there anything else that you wanted to add before I kind of wrap this up and package it, and maybe we dig it for some viral moments, but anything that I might have forgotten that you'd like to share?
No, I think, Tim, the key is this, is embrace what's coming, embrace the future. It's here. It's coming soon. It's coming now. And I would say this, look for the fractional model, whether it be in human resources, which is what we do, or other components. This is an exceptional way for companies that are at the cusp of growth that don't need a full-time X person to fill it in with an exceptional fractional leader. Reach out. I'll help you, whether it be in human resources or other areas. Let's have a conversation and talk through that.
Couldn't agree more. The anvil fell on my head. I've been doing this fractionally. My gift or my vocation is program and project management, and I just lead. I got a penchant for leading people to their goals. So exactly. I couldn't agree more. So that's a great deep dive. Thank you for help. Speaking with me, sharing with me. You've helped me for sure, and hopefully some of your users rethink how HR clients and needs and even the marketing of that tie together in a fractional way, and why AI is helping to, I won't even say replace maybe in this, but enhance what's happening here. So before we close, how can listeners, how can somebody who sees this, that you reach you? Maybe you could blurt out your email address, what have you, but how would you like people to contact you?
Tim, there's 3 ways. Go on my website, drop me a note there. You're welcome to send an inquiry, anything you need there. LinkedIn is a great tool. I am on LinkedIn usually 2 to 3 times a day if I can. And then the last thing is send me an email. It's neil@ehrshr.com.
I have that written down, so
yep,
that'll be in the notes for sure. Well, I've given you the last chance. If there's nothing else, I think we'll wrap it up here, and I'll say with a heartfelt thank you. Again, thanks for joining me, Neil.
Tim, thanks for having me. I appreciate you.
Very good. So I've hit